guys, what's up? It's Danny, and I'm coming at you on Sunday, Monday, Labor Day. I really need a better system about getting these videos in on time, because my life is fucking crazy right now. Anyway, so this past week's topic, which I was supposed to talk about yesterday, but I'm talking about today, is coming out. So I'm going to talk to you guys about first coming out as bisexual, and then coming out as gay, which I did in high school, and then coming out as trans, which I did this past, like April, May, I think, in college. So coming out as bisexual in northeastern Kansas, actually, a lot of people, weren't really that negative towards it, and I think that was because, I still liked men, so there was a possibility that I could be straight whenever I wanted to be. So, and so people would be like, oh, yeah, that's totally cool that you like girls, but you're with a guy, whatever. And then when I came out as gay, I actually lost a lot of my friends over it because they were like, so you don't like guys anymore? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, oh, that's kind of, weird. I guess. I don't really know what their thought processes were. So, lost a lot more friends over coming out as gay than coming out as bisexual. And we had actually had a girl in my grade come out as bisexual a few years before I did, and she ended up being straight. But people had reacted really negatively to her, so I was really nervous about that when I came out. But there were so many people that went to my high school that it wasn't a big deal, I guess. I mean, I'm sure people were, talking about it, but, you know what I mean? There were just so many people that, I wasn't the primary focus of people's hate. There were a lot more awkward people and a lot more strange or different people or bad people that were in my high school to hate that weren't me. Coming out as trans it's been really interesting. Some people, don't ask any questions, and I'm I'm a boy, so use male pronouns and, consider me amongst men, I'm not a girl. And some people are they don't ask me any questions about it, they just do it. A lot of my coworkers are like this. They don't ask me about it, or if they do, they ask me, what I'm doing to start towards my transition right now. But they won't, ask me any, specifics. They just do it. And some people are very... I actually outed myself in a discussion in my anthropology class this summer. We were reading a book about the Hijras in India, the third sex people that are born as men that basically go through the ceremony to be castrated, and they wear makeup. And originally they were supposed to be they identified with I don't remember her name, but one of the goddesses that went back and forth between male and female. And she, the Hijra are supposed to be holy people, and now it's mostly a lot of trans women or gay men that don't have a place in Indian society. But we were talking about it, and people kept saying really ignorant things about trans people. And one day I just stopped everybody, and I was just so you guys know, I am a trans man. That's how I identify. And you have it all wrong. And some people would, the looks that I got were really interesting. Some people were just, interested, and one girl came up to me at the end and was like, I'm sorry if I said anything to offend you, I'm so sorry, and I was like, oh, it's cool. And some people just kind of, were glaring at me, or, wouldn't say anything negative, and, I feel the professor, didn't really know how to handle it, because she was just like, oh, that's really, she did ask me, being pre-hormone replacement and pre-op, how often do I get misgendered and stuff, which, I mean, I answered, it was a lot, but, I feel she didn't really know how to handle it, because she just kind of, cut off where this discussion was going and was like, thanks for giving us the trans perspective or whatever. And I was like, it's not just a perspective, like it's an entire group of people. I recently went about, because I didn't know like whether or not I should out myself to professors. I used to be an education major, but I have changed my path for my education and for my career, because I know that there's not a really big space for trans people in education right now. So I'm currently studying social work and plan to eventually obtain my master's degree and be a school social worker. But knowing that my professors would be a little bit more liberal, I was like, should I like shoot them an email and like out myself to them so that they like know like to use the correct pronouns, or like once they do that, like are a bunch of frat boys gonna beat me up, or is this is Lawrence. This is a very liberal area of Kansas, but a lot of the kids that live here come from like small towns in western Kansas and like don't know how to handle it. And so I was really afraid of that kind of backlash, but I actually ended up shooting a mass email to the professors of my smaller classes and my discussion groups, disclosing to them my gender identity. And it was just a standard, like, hi, my name is, and then I'm in your, and then of course, like, name and time. And I wanted to disclose to you my gender identity, and then like if you have any questions, you can like I'm happy to answer them, whatever. Which actually is going really, really well. So yeah, it's definitely hard because now I've had to come out 3 times, whereas some people are lucky enough to only come out once. Like my girlfriend came out as a lesbian when she was like 13, 14, I think. Whereas I came out as bisexual when I was 16 and a lesbian when I was 17, and I came out as FTM as 19, at 19, so that whole part of the experience has been it's a little frustrating. Like I keep having to like come out and come out and come out, and I'm like, like why do I have to do this? Like why is who you're dating a big deal? Why is how you identify such a big deal in our society? But, it is what it is, so you just have to roll with it. I think the most important thing coming out as gay or coming out as trans that I want you guys to take away from this is to just be confident in yourself. Like, if you're trying to come out as trans and you are introducing yourself to someone for the first time, and you give them a firm handshake and you say, hi, my name is Daniel, they're not going to question you. Like, if you're confident, you're like, hey, my name's Daniel, they're going to be like, hey, what's up? But if you're like, my name's like Daniel, and it's like kind of complicated, they're like, okay. Or like if you're trying to come out as a lesbian, like you just need to be like confident. And like, you don't even have to like say the words like I'm a lesbian at first. You can just be like, like, this is my girlfriend. And people usually won't question you. If someone says, are you, like, a lesbian or something, what my girlfriend always says is, yes, I am, and no, you can't watch, is what we tell her neighbors. So, or what we did, basically, tell one of her neighbors. That was kind of awkward. But anyway, just be confident in yourself, and everything will be fine. I'll see you guys next week, definitely on Sunday this time. And my Tumblr is down in the bottom, and eventually my personal channel will be down there too. So feel free to follow me, shoot me a message or whatever if you guys have any questions. Have a great day.